Jimmy, you are always down.
Get him. Get him. And I also like how she said everything that was clearly true, and he just went past that. That's some grown-up shit. If you're losing the argument, just go full steam ahead. Don't listen to a goddamn thing she says. Don't listen to a motherfucking thing. You know shit's real. She came in there barefoot in the blouse with a beard.
I messed it all up.
You still want to be a lawyer?
Yeah. Well, we can start with that.
By your side. And now we don't see her in Breaking Bad? What the fuck happened?
Oh, yeah. Dead pixels.
Wasn't there yesterday.
Had a voltage spike earlier.
Oh,
Camera flared
no.
for about 20 seconds, but it came right back.
Oh, no.
A voltage spike?
Oh.
Any of the other cameras do that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. 10.
Show me the outside cameras. You, let's go.
He damn sure left instructions and then wrote a note.
Up there.
Motherfuckers hit the Costco heavy. Yeah, that man, that son of a bitch. Interested to see Mike get got so dirty. Oh. God damn. First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I have a Patreon with full-length early reactions to things like this. If you'd like to, check it out. Look, this show is just showing right at this moment how humans respond to certain situations. And it's interesting for me. I can see how it'd be completely boring to people. Like, facts. I'm going to keep it real with you. I can see how it could be completely boring. This is the same way The Wire and Breaking Bad to some people is completely boring. They'll never watch it. They don't get it. They watch the first 2 episodes and say, this is whack to me. People have watched the whole first season of some of these shows, right? I've just heard somebody say, oh, they couldn't get into The Sopranos, right? But I understand that. There's some people who watched Atlanta and they couldn't get into that. Shout out to Atlanta. It's on the way back. I can't wait. It's people who watched Louis. They couldn't get into that. But these shows that I'm mentioning, what makes them dope is how much they study humans from different perspectives. For the most part, most of them are U.S. perspectives, but they're like in different situations, right? In different groups and social groups and shit like that, right? And so on here, the show does it in an interesting way because we're seeing Jimmy, a former hustler whose brother was a major big-time lawyer, a savant. And he's in a situation, right? Like they've created a situation, the writers, where we have to see him respond to questions of what drives him as a lawyer. Straight up. What does the law mean to you? At first, they're asking him all these questions, and I'm like, I could see how they didn't find that sincere. Because we're watching it, we know it's rehearsed. We could tell, we know Jimmy by this point. We know Saul later on. And when we see him ask these questions, we're like, okay, I can see that. But then when he was asked that last one, me as a viewer, I'm like, oh, that was sincere of him. That was him telling the truth. He may think about his brother and all that, but really he don't rock with him and he ain't gonna mention him. But I the fact that they use the term sincere is where it got me, because I'm like, damn, that was him being sincere. That was him at his most sincere, because he was rejected by his brother. So yes, absolutely, his brother was a major force. Remember, he goes and gives that man a letter, and are you proud of me? Right? Like, his brother drove him. His brother, when he gets him out of jail, up until he gets that becomes a lawyer, basically, he was driven by his brother. Even down to seeing how he treated Kim. Remember when they both mail clerks and shit? And he saw how Kim was treated. And it wasn't like she was treated very good. This is how funny that scene was. It wasn't like Chuck was treating Kim all that well. He just was recognizing her. He was looking her in the eyes. He was speaking to her. He was acknowledging her as a human. Something Chuck really doesn't do to his brother all that often. And so we see Jimmy, he goes past the law library, and there it goes. And we know all of this. But at that moment, and after everything that happened to his brother, they thinking, I just don't understand how you could hold a man to that. Like, oh, you're not being sincere. Yo, the motherfucker died. You want me to talk about how he burnt up in a goddamn house like a crisp? Like, what are you talking about? That's one of them things where now I'm getting like, because I can see if you wanted him to speak about what he meant to you before, but even still, you wanted me to like break down and cry for you. Because how can a person, even though it's been a while, right? How could a person deal with that and just openly speak about it? Yo, like it's almost as if they, by sincere, they meant we didn't see you crying. That's what they meant by that. But that's horseshit. You don't know how he deals with that. So I can see why at that moment he's livid. He's like, yo, I did everything right. I don't understand. And because let's say he practiced and rehearsed that other thing. Once he got to that last question, he was putting himself out there, and that wasn't good enough for them. So I can see why he's that way. But then let's go to the human part of it. He has that, and he lashes out at Kim. For us watching, Kim the wrong one to be lashing out at, because she rides with that motherfucker. She stay riding with him. Not just, when he come home, she massaging his feet or she cooking him dinner. None of that horseshit. Like, actually riding with him. Like, get him out of trouble, and sometimes not even getting him out of trouble. Helping him with Huel. Right? Like, she ain't need to do that. And he's going in on her, kick a man while he's down. And she's like, you're always down. She could have Kim could have gone in even harder, right? Because Jimmy, truthfully, dog, I'm the one holding you down. But that's how it goes. Oftentimes you'll lash out at the only person near you to even hear your grievances. Right? So I'm looking like, cut it out. She laid down, she put out the litany of everything that she has done for this man. And he heard that and still was like, oh, poor, you know what I mean? Like, he still kept going. I was like, right? It's almost recognizable because when it's an argument that didn't need to be had. It shouldn't even be an argument. He's arguing at her. She said what she said, not even arguing with him. And he just skipped over it and kept arguing. You feel me? This is one of those ones where, it's not like it's a two sides of it. He was wrong in that situation, right? And the fact that later on he came and he was like, you know what, I'll bounce. And she asked him, do you want to be a lawyer? And then he's like, yeah. Well, okay, but there's the start. I feel like they got a major hustle. Okay, and then we're going to go back to something in this episode. Once again, the human element of this. She says, I want to use it for good. And he like, what? Did we just use it for good? We helped out your bank like get grow 13% more or some shit like that, which was done in such a dope way because you saw it coming, you understood what was coming. There was little intricacies in there, but it was dope. You like once you figured it out, it was like, oh shit, we watching magic at work. The key to his hustle is always get them to start in on the hustle. You don't move it. You have her go, oh, what she said, sprain, a fracture. Is that what she said? Like she was asking about the injury. You get her to do that, and then next thing you know, you get to dump all your issues on her, and then he walks in. I'm just looking at that like, hey, I like that, right? Because once again, Jimmy's hustle goes ahead. All right. So she said she wants to use this for good, but Jimmy is who he is. All right. Now, here goes something that's dope. At the same time as he thought about it, we thought about it because he goes, yo, I've already been building my clientele base. All these guys with phones, they going to need a lawyer soon. Right. And it's funny. He figured it out. But looking back on it, as much as I try to think about what's going on, I did not guess that. And when I heard, I was like, oh, that's fire. Because it's facts. All of those people who are using it, and they've been saying it the entire time. When that cop came, he was like, yeah, they've been using your phones for crime. I'd never even considered, oh yeah, that's his first batch of clients. That's actually pretty cool, right? Then let's go to on the human side. What just took place with dang, I'm all the way over here. What just took place with Mike and the head of the crew, okay? Forgot that guy's name. But yo, he is missing his wife. He had never been apart for that long, 26 years. It was getting to him. And like, it was to the point where I was like, yo, is he claustrophobic? I was trying to figure out what's going on, right? I was really trying to figure out like, oh, wait, my man is just, it's anxiety out the ass, right? Anxiety. So he bounced and he used lasers and he fried that shit. These motherfuckers would recharge. They got dead pixels and he fucked them up, which I didn't even know putting a high powered laser into it would do that, but it makes sense, right? It's a high powered laser to fuck some shit up. Yeah. He had to talk, and you see Mike doing what he does. He's paying attention to every little detail. He sees that man, like, I mean, hands, right? And he just couldn't hide it. And Mike is, what's going on? He talks about it, and you saw it getting to him. There's nothing you can really do about that. And it's funny that they're putting the show around that. And this is what I mean about how I can see somebody being like, are you like bored out of their mind by that premise? But to me, I find that interesting because for one, I'm trying to see how we get to this point of this being built underground. And also just, I want to see how they go about this. Well, what's the resolution, right? Because Kai, we're going to lead this in Kai's heads. Kai gets work done. When he works, he works. But he's, from what Mike sees, is just not a dependable type of person, right? Okay. Seeing Don Salamanca get the bell, hilarious. You had Lalo tell that story when he walked in. What's funny was he was doing the finger thing, pause. You saw Don Salamanca doing that. And I was in my mind thinking the whole time, all right, this is around the time he's going to get the bell. Didn't realize it was going to happen this episode. So when the guy saying everything, even when he pulled out the box, I didn't realize it. And when he brought it out, I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, that's the antique my man went and got. And I could not remember, like, exactly what the bell looked like. But, yeah, some antique shit, right? So that was interesting. But Lalo got something going down for the Chilean, as they call them, right? And Gus, he knows, like, he's wise enough to know this guy ain't trying to be friendly and shit. This guy basically threatened him by, like, saying all that shit about Eladio and then going, nah, you're too smart to fuck with Eladio. Right? Like he said all that and ended with that. Right? Like that was the only part he needed to listen to. But him wanting to know where they picked the keys up from, we gonna see where that goes and how this goes. Because we got one last episode, right? On this season. So yeah, man. Hey, of course, rocking with it. Next episode.